Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Well, the Ukrainians did it again, even though they do not confirm or deny the attacks. It seems like they hit again some Russian targets in Russia, on Russian territory, which the Russians said that if you guys do this, we're going to hit some other targets than usual. The command and control centers in Ukraine. As I always said, what Russians expected to hit, but not being to be hit back. So I think that whatever the Ukrainians did, unless they hit residential areas and kill civilians, I think that's justified, and they could hit how much they want inside Russia. As I said, as long as they don't hit civilians and they just hit military targets. So I have here an article from, I know, don't judge this source, but I have found it in other media outlets, and this is Ukrainska Pravda. I think the truth of Ukraine or something, from April 30th, 2022. Uh, and it's Russians again report shelling of their territory by Ukrainian aviation. So we have here that on Saturday, 30th of April 2022, in the morning, Russian media reported on shelling of a village in Bryansk region of Russia in the border area with Ukraine. And it says that according to the governor of the region, Alexander Bogomaz, Russian air defense equipment found a plane of the armed forces of Ukraine in the sky over Bryansk region on Saturday morning. Thus, allegedly, Russian air defense didn't allow the Ukrainian plane to enter the territory of Bryansk region, and two shells hit the settlement of Zeka. It is reported that the technical buildings of an oil terminal were damaged during the airstrike. The second shell damaged the surrounding area. Currently, operational services are working on the spot. There are no casualties. The blasts were heard in the southern part of the city. It was not immediately clear what caused them and whether there were any casualties or damage. All right, so Russia has in recent days reported that what it says are a series of attacks or by Ukrainian forces in Belgorod and other southern regions which border Ukraine, and has warned that such attacks raise a risk of significant escalation. Ukraine has not directly accepted responsibility, but has described the incident as payback and karma for Russia, 9 weeks after it invaded its neighbors. Now, the Russian Foreign Minister spokeswoman Maria Zakharova, a great one, accused the West earlier on Thursday of openly calling on Kiev to attack Russia and warned it not to test our patience. Well, it doesn't have to be the Western countries to tell the Ukrainians what to do. I might suspect that the NATO forces provided intelligence and help in accomplishing certain operations. I be also something that it wouldn't be out of the realm of reality here, but nevertheless, um, as I said, the Ukrainians could hit back. The Russians get angry as much as they want, and the Ukrainians are gonna increase the hostilities or like tensions. Like what? What exactly are we gonna do? You're gonna do same old, same old. You're gonna hit the military targets, depots, and communication lines, and army, and what is it going to do? And control centers, and in the process, you might kill some English, French, and German speakers in those control centers. But well, nobody dragged you to Kiev or wherever you guys might be. But we'll find out little by little. The truth will come up. It will take maybe months, maybe years, maybe never. But I think it's going to take some years until we find out more and more and more. And then it's too late. It's too late. It's too late because we act upon the information we have right now, and we decide what to be done. And then in 2 years, you're going to find out, hey, wait a second, we acted on some information that were not very maybe kosher at that time, but we have limited access to information and mostly coming from this side and not this side or that side or whatever. You know what I'm talking about. Well, this is the information regarding this blast. No casualties. That's good. I mean, no civilians dead or anything like that, which is always a positive thing, obviously, regardless on which side you might be with your heart or brain. Other than that, I got some more news coming. Let me talk about this one right here too, actually. The president of Ukraine, whose name is Volodymyr Zelensky, he is very happy about some developments in his country, and that is the fact that the U.S. embassy reopened or ambassador came back to Kiev together with 27 other diplomats. So on April 30th, 2022, reported by republicworld.com, Zelensky thanks U.S. ambassador for returning to Kiev. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky on Friday thanked the U.S. ambassador and 27 other diplomats. Diplomats! You know what those diplomats are, right? They have ranks. Returning to Kiev, calling it an extremely important gesture of support for Ukraine. So you know that when those diplomats will be hurt accidentally, everybody's going to jump up that U.S. diplomats were hurt. But you don't. What are you going to send over there? Florists and what? Cooks with the ambassador? What do you think the U.S. sends to Kiev? What kind of people do you think? Just a driver, a doorman, a person who cleans the dust in the building. That's what you think that they sent? No. I mean, you can think that way, but then, then we can't say much. So nevertheless, this is or much more. So he hails that, and they're coming back. That's good. That's good. Now that gets me to 1999 Yugoslavia, bombardment of Yugoslavia by the defensive organization called NATO, and that was an illegal bombardment. It was not approved by UN and so on. It didn't matter. They did whatever they want. Nevertheless, remember when the Chinese embassy was shelled by these bombardments, by the NATO bombardments, remember? And there were some casualties over there. China definitely did not forget about it. So because they repeated like about 2 weeks ago, again, a news conference by their foreign ministry or minister. I think it was Wang Wei, and Wang Wei. And nevertheless, that happened. And in Belgrade, 1999, the shelling of the Chinese embassy is right there. They say, it's okay. We apologize. My bad. That was the response from the Americans to the Chinese. Chinese were weaker then. They're not weaker now. The same. The Russians were weak then, not that weak now. So I don't know. Maybe something like this could occur now in reverse. We'll find out. But I'm pretty sure those 27 diplomats are not the ones that I mentioned. The drivers and the doorman and the cook and whatever. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just. See you.